Welcome, everybody, to the JJ and Pug Show, October 29th, 2024, Part 2. This being the sports side of the podcast. And this
Are you kidding me?
is a band called Lawrence.
I'm getting sick.
This song, Lawrence. This song absolutely hooked me like a year ago on this band. It's a brother and sister duo.
Am I lost or found?
And this is probably like the catchiest song I've heard in forever. It's a like super cool funk style. Anyway, big fan of them. This song is called Don't Lose Sight.
There it goes. Yeah. Kind of pick up a little bit.
Oh, yeah. This is a song that talking about dance music. This is the dance song that my little daughter loves dancing to on full blast in the family room. So, Don't Lose Sight by Lawrence. I don't remember the album. It was like one of the singles they came out with. It's fantastic. Okay, so like I said, this is the sports podcast side of this. And so with that, we are going to talk about sports. First off, Trevon Diggs.
Oh, I saw that, dude. Can you imagine? I mean, like, he's just... because they had that other receiver who's doing really well, but he's out for a few weeks.
Yeah, Nico Collins.
And he goes in... And again, what kind of field was it?
It was a turf field?
Weird.
I didn't even notice.
I think it was. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I told you I haven't watched it.
I know that if it was in Houston, it was a turf field.
I'm almost positive it was in Houston.
Or actually, no, it had to have been because they were playing the Colts, and that's also a turf field.
Yeah, so... Yeah, it was just one of those turf monster things. But again, Stephon Diggs tears his ACL.
Another torn ACL, man. It is crazy how many guys are losing a year to that injury.
And that is not a fast recovery.
No.
Like, if anything, there's no guarantee you even come back 100%. Like, it's a rough one.
Yeah, it's not like the Achilles. When you tear an Achilles, like, you lose a step. Like, you're not the same speed you used to be. Like, that kind of thing. But, dude, ACL feels like it's been... I feel like ever since like Adrian Peterson came back, remember he came back from his in like record time, and he had the like greatest season a running back's ever had in the last 40 years. But like, it's still one of those things where like, dude, it is crazy how often this is happening.
And it's always turf related.
Yeah.
Well, but if you think about it, so what's the ACL stands for is anterior collateral ligament or something like that, right? And it's all about your planting. Like it's like when you plant and cut,
plant and shift.
That's what's stopping your knee from basically from tearing. And then when it happens, it's like, oh shoot.
Yeah, dude. And
sometimes it's not even from contact.
No,
it's just plant and move.
When Kyler Murray tore his last year, or 2 years ago, same thing. It was non-contact.
Just scrambling around.
He was out in the open, went to make a cut on a player, and just collapsed, and that was the end of it. So
But the Diggs brothers are out now, both.
Trevon out too?
We got a foot injury.
Oh, I didn't know that. We're gonna get into Trevon
here.
I gotta. Oh no! I said Trevon Diggs tool.
Oh, I thought I said foot.
No,
never mind. I was like, oh, because I thought he was. I know they had a big thing. I watched a play where he just. I don't know what happened. We have a great year. What is it with these players? You have a great year. You earn a contract, or
and then you fall off the face of the earth.
And then you Dak Prescott it, and basically you've got your own cologne called INT. You know what I'm saying? like it's crazy. Don't want to get laid. Don't want to score. Put this on. You know
that is brutal.
But that's the sad part, man. It's crazy. And I got to credit. I saw that picture meme, and I'm like, that's just so terrible.
That's fantastic.
It's so good. But it's like, don't want to score tonight? Here, try my cologne, INT. It is so funny.
Okay, so this is where I was going to say the Trevon Diggs tool. This is why. Listen to this whole thing. And if
this is an interview, right?
This is an interview after the game, after he was seen just kind of half playing it. half playing it.
Pop a pug.
Trying to go get George Kittle. Again, the best tight end in the NFL.
Out of that whole play, that's what you took from that. You don't know football. You can't do nothing that I do. You can't go out there and do nothing. Stay in your lane, buddy. Stop playing with me, bro.
Just asking a question, Trevon. I mean, I'm happy to have you answer the question.
Out of that whole play, that's what you took for that? That's what you got from that? That whole play, that's what you got from that?
I'm asking. We can talk about it more. What were you doing then?
Did you hear about the end there? Talk about D's nuts as he's walking into the locker room. Yeah.
So, you know what's funny is, it's different, the contrast between him and CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb was criticized pretty bad for some play.
Yeah.
And he took it like, you know what? I got to work harder. I can take constructive criticism, which to his credit, I didn't think he would ever be that kind of player to say, you know what, maybe he's right. Because, it was Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman was calling him a lazy route runner. And he was like, well, maybe I need to review it. Maybe I need to look. I'll take criticism. I'm not, but then you hear this and you're like, come on, bro. Just own it. You saw the play. Go watch film.
The thing that bothered me the most about it is, I am a big defender of athletes who have opinions and they want to share those opinions, I defend them. Like, hey, listen, these guys aren't just, shut up and dribble.
Yeah.
Like Laura Ingraham on the Fox News loved to say. Like, they're human beings. They have experiences. They've got opinions. When he says, you can't do what I do, you don't know football, I'm like, dude, shut up.
Yeah, like,
shut
what
up.
did you do?
Just because I can't physically do what you do does not mean that somebody who watches a ton of football does not know what football is. Does not know when I can see a player completely abandoning hustle and just assuming someone else is going to make the tackle. Like, it's so maddening to me because, dude, how many of those coaches in the NFL, like, dude, how much football do you think Mike McCarthy played? Much?
Dude, don't even get me started on that dude right now, bro.
But, okay, I'm just using him as an example because that's his coach. Okay?
I know. And, dude, his play calling ability.
But another example I'm going to use is Mike McDaniel in Miami. How much football do you think that guy played?
I don't even know.
Like none.
Well, that guy's a nerd. There's no way. He was just around football.
But that's my point.
Same with what's his face, Sean McVay.
Yeah,
but
Sean McVay actually played.
I know, but he started out young and coaching and like.
But he went into coaching because he wasn't good enough to play. But does that mean Trevon Diggs that your coach can't coach you if he wasn't an all-pro cornerback? No, it doesn't. Like,
I'm pretty sure I could have. I love when he's like, "You can't do what I do." I feel like when I was 20, I could have had one good season. I mean, come on. I mean, he did have a lot of picks. I get it, but I feel like when I was 20,
I almost wanted a reporter to say, "You can't do what I do either."
Yeah,
like
I want to see you write a column. Yeah, you can't do what I do. Yeah.
Yes,
you don't know nothing about journalism. Stop telling me what to do, bro.
Exactly. It's just the thing
that would have been a great comeback.
I would have loved to.
If he would have been like, "Well, that's fine. You can't do what I do. I write journalism, so I'm trying to make sure that I'm trying to ask you a question. At least you can do is answer it."
Yes,
it's not like you're trying to throw me a football and I'm missing it.
You're getting paid an obscene amount of money to play a game and answer the tough questions in front of the press, bro. That you get paid that money because we care about your answer.
Yeah, like
the whole media world around this is exactly the reason why you get paid what you get paid. Because people like us watch it and pay attention. The whole that attitude it drives me nuts.
Oh, me too.
It absolutely floors me because it's just that attitude of I'm better than you. You can't tell me anything. It's like, dude, anybody that has that attitude towards anything needs to be checked. And especially a guy like Trevon Diggs. Again, one good season, dog. You've had one good season.
Yeah, you should shut up.
Yeah. I mean, DeRon Bland came on and totally outplayed you last year.
Well, I don't think Trevon Diggs was injured last year, wasn't he? The whole year?
Was he injured the whole year?
I think that's why Bland was in, and they were hoping when the two of them would come back, they would be great. And then Bland went down? Yeah, then Bland goes down. I'm almost positive
that does not take away from the fact that Trevon Diggs has had one good year.
Right. No, absolutely.
That's one good year, and he played it into a massive contract. Good for him.
Good. But now these guys they play into these contracts, and then they're like, man, like, the Cowboys just make me so mad. It's bad.
You're the fan of him, bro.
They should have beat the Niners. Like you have the ball. You're down 6. There's 3 minutes left in the game, and you're on the 25. You got 3 minutes, and you don't run the ball one time. You put the ball in Dak's hands. You need 10 yards on 3rd and 10. You need 10 yards, and you throw in a triple coverage, a deep ball. Are you dumb? I can't, dude.
Dude, the thing that kills me, it's funny. I saw somebody.
I lost a bet. I had to buy food for somebody, bro.
I saw somebody post on Instagram or something along the lines. There's a picture of Ezekiel Elliott and Dalvin Cook on the sideline, and the caption basically said that like Jerry Jones is trying to win the Super Bowl with the best running back tandem from 2014. It's like something like that. Like,
but they could still be good. Zeke still runs hard. He doesn't have the longevity. He still runs downhill hard.
The problem with him still running is that he doesn't have it anymore, dude. He doesn't have the cut. He doesn't have the vision.
You don't need that. You need him to run downhill.
But he needs to be able to see the hole.
Dalvin Cook
needs to be able to cut into it.
You give Zeke the ball on 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1. Just, hey, we're running an ISO right up the middle, bro.
I don't know. I don't know. My opinion on it is obviously flawed, biased. I just don't think Zeke's got it.
Well, I don't have it either. He's lost it for sure, but I think he's a decent enough running back. He's better than Dowdle as far as that kind of running, kind of running.
Yes, that kind of physical running, he's definitely
better. But the problem isn't so much him. It's hard to do anything when you're not getting running plays. This is why I hated Mike McCarthy from the get-go, is because he literally came did this to Aaron Rodgers the same way. Like, dude, all you did was throw the ball. Who was the running back for the Rodgers when he was there? You can't.
Jones.
Right. But Dillon, maybe that Bryant was Dillon there then too.
AJ Dillon.
Yeah, AJ Dillon, right?
And he was a downhill runner.
Right, but Mike McCarthy would rather.
Oh, Eddie Lacy. Remember Eddie Lacy?
Oh yeah,
I remember Eddie Lacy.
But those are the guys that like you could have built teams around those guys, and they just wanted to throw the ball. And why are you doing that with the Cowboys when you know you don't have a running back, or you know you have two running backs that can at least get you something?
Dude, so it's
I don't know. I can't handle it.
I hear you, and I think I think you're right about that. We said that last year when he's survived, but I mean,
Jerry Jones made no moves this year,
none except for re-signing the guys that he's got on the roster, and the team is 2-6 now because of it. Didn't go out there and add anybody.
They're not 2-6. They're 3-4.
Are you sure they're 3-4?
They're just 3-3.
They might be 3-5.
Well, I don't know what week it is. They just had a bye, so they're definitely 7. And I thought I saw.
No, you're right. They're 3-4. They had a bye week. That's right. Bye week was last week, and they lost 10-34. They're 3-4. The problem with those 4 losses is they're terrible losses.
I know. Well, the Niner one wasn't. I mean, there's still the Niner. But here's the thing.
It was a 6. Yeah,
you saw that. But I think you sent it to me. But I saw it before you sent it to me. Is that it's sad when Brock Purdy's making what he's making in a year, Dak Prescott is making in a quarter.
In a quarter of a game,
and he's getting beat. He's 0-3 against Brock Purdy.
Yeah. And let me ask you this question.
You should have to pay that other quarterback your game check if he beats you. When the disparity's that bad,
yeah.
You made 1.2 or what's $3 million this game,
yeah,
and he made $800,000 this season. I think you should pay him your money. You now owe him your check because he just wiped
your game check. Your one game check.
If his QBR rating is better than you deserve to have to give him your check.
Dude, I don't know, dude. I have not been a huge believer in Dak, but it's also because I'm trying to think of the way I would best describe this. Dak is a great find. He's not going to take your team all the way. He needs complementary pieces around him.
Well, right. He can't be the only guy.
Right. He's not. I mean,
I think. I don't even.
What do you think about Peyton Manning's about the only player that I can look at and say he was the offense.
Well, he was the floor general, bro.
He was the ultimate one. Now, but who beat him all the time? Tom Brady did.
The GOAT.
Right. He's the greatest of all time. But even Tom, I look at his team and he always had I almost felt very even teams. Like he never was on a team that was just like super heavy on the defense or super heavy on the offense. It was usually pretty well.
But the problem is Tom Brady had a bunch of no-name players at the beginning with him.
Yeah.
Like who was Wes Welker before he went there? Who was Edelman before he went there? These guys are little slot receivers, right? He had Gronk. Gronk was a huge
He was a number one. He was a first-round draft pick.
Huge help. That was huge. But then, you start looking at him.
But even you go way back like Troy Brown.
Or, defensively, you had Teddy Bruschi, which was a solid linebacker.
Yeah.
You had, what's his name? The guy for their safety.
Lawyer Malloy?
No.
It wasn't
Harrison.
Oh, Rodney Harrison? Yeah.
Right. So
Lawyer Malloy was a cornerback.
Right. So you had some good players all around, but you didn't have a stacked team, and he still found ways to win. Dak, dude, I used to think he'd be okay. Like, I think he could pull it off. Now I'm like, no, after watching his game, this last game where he's missing, I'm like, bro, are you trying to go Deshaun Watson on us right now?
The thing that got me with Dak was last year in the playoffs when he slid without getting his team enough time. That is a complete lack of awareness that your quarterback can't
your QB
not have.
Intelligence is
you have to have that. You have to know. I mean, anyway, but that's...
Well, okay, so speaking of QBs, right? Let's talk about Anthony Richardson.
Oh, yeah.
What did he do to get benched? He said tapped out. What did that mean? I didn't watch a lot of football. Did you see what happened?
Yeah, I did. And in fact, I was reading all about it. First off, Anthony Richardson is the ultimate, you shot your shot, and I think you missed by a mile. He is a freak physically. Yeah. Rocket for an arm, crazy explosive athlete. He'll have a game where, the first game of the season, remember when he absolutely drilled? Mm-hmm. What's that guy's name? You had him on your team.
Yeah.
You tried to pitch him to me. What is it? I can't remember. But he drilled him on a 62-yard, deep as he's falling backwards.
A bomb, falling
absolutely
off his back
dropped
foot,
it right into his hands. But then he has another game where right now he's under 50% for completion percentage on the season. Under 50 for the season. Guys, the NFL hasn't seen that from a regularly starting quarterback since the 70s. That is insane.
It's crazy.
He's 48%. So he tapped out because of a play right as they were in red zone. They were down. I think they're down.
Well, what does it mean by tapped out?
Literally, he tapped out. He was scrambling around, got tackled for a loss near the line of scrimmage, and said, "Hey, I'm tired. I got to sit." He ran 3 straight plays and said, I'm too tired, I got to sit. You know what the next play was? A draw. A draw to the running back. You're telling me you couldn't stay in to hand the ball off? You're too tired to hand the ball
out
off?
of condition 7 weeks in, bro. That just, dude, if I got paid to work out like that, dude, I would work 40 hours in the gym, bro. I would be gone. I would just do things all day long, keeping myself in shape, like a regular job.
The thing that I have a hard time with this, Jason, is, dude, the reason why you ran 3 straight plays is because you don't know the offense. You can't execute an offense. Like, you don't have to scramble 3 straight plays. I get you're going to be tired when you're doing what you do, but at the same time, it's like, dude, you don't have to do that. That's not the way the NFL offense ever works. I can guarantee Shane Steichen, the head coach for the Colts, does not want to run an offense that way.
Yeah.
And I think he's probably in a similar situation that the Browns head coach was, and I'm looking at his face. I can see it. Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah.
And when it was with Deshaun Watson, force it. You have to play this guy. Well, guess what? He finally was given, I think he's finally probably given the okay. Nope, you're going to bench him. Joe Flacco coming to show this guy how to run an offense.
Again, Joe Flacco. The old Mr. Reliable, dude. Like pulling out the old flathead shovel in the back, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what's crazy? It's so crazy how much Joe Flacco's reputation has totally changed since last year.
Oh, for sure.
Hey, where are your pants? What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? Hey, bye-bye. Good thing the camera zoomed in. So you see this half-naked baby walk into the room. Anyway.
So Joe Flacco.
Oh, Joe Flacco, his whole reputation's completely flipped from last year.
Yeah.
Everybody thought he was washed. And he comes in, goes 4-1 with the Browns, throws for over 1,000 yards, a couple touchdowns, and now everyone's like, hey, save the Colts.
Let's put Flacco in.
Yes. Dude, how great would it be if he did?
I'm not going to say he won't.
Oh, I mean, okay, so let's look right now. Let's see, where are the Colts right now? The Colts record right now is 4-4, okay? Imagine if he took these guys to 9-8, 10-7.
And they make the playoffs.
Joe Flacco's going to go down.
He'll have a statue.
Dude. He's going to be right next to Ryan
McAfee.
Fitzpatrick, the greatest of backup quarterbacks of all time. Except he'll have had a ring as a starter with the freaking Ravens.
Yep.
Good for Joe Flacco. Good for him, dude. I really am. I'm happy for him. And if it goes horribly wrong, I'll be very sad for him because I feel like this.
I don't think it will.
Yeah,
they got enough players around him. He's just a smart player. He doesn't ever try to force things. He's old, dude. Like, which is good. Like, he's like, I can throw the deep ball, but why when I can take 4 yards under every time?
Not only that, but he's not going to go scrambling around because he can't. Mm-hmm. That's never been his game. He's going to know exactly how to execute the offense, throw it on time, get it to where it needs to be.
Yeah, he's going to put it places where his guys can catch it for sure.
So, a couple things that happened. One, the Rams beat the Vikings Thursday night, and the Rams now are what most people thought was going to be done for the season. Cooper Kupp and remember Puka Nacua? Couldn't say that guy's name last time. Finally came back, and now they're tied, I think, for second in the NFC West at 3-4.
Yeah, who's at the top of the NFC West?
Let's go Cardinals!
Oh my gosh, dude!
But
at 4-4,
I'll say this though: the one thing about the Cardinals, they've had 2 absolute stinker of games. I mean, the Packers game and the Commanders game were just disgusting losses. Like there's no way of saying anything other than that. They were awful. Every other game they've been right there. I mean, all their wins, all 4 of those wins, except for one with the Rams, were close. Like the last 3 have been game winners. Like they came in with a field goal and I hate playing for the field goal so much.
Kyler Murray, he did a great job on that last scramble.
Oh, dude, yesterday was the best game I watched Kyler play all season. It was the first game he threw over 300 yards this season. He was right. He did everything you needed your quarterback to do. And it was one of those games where I watched him like, if this is the growth I'm going to watch out of him, it's crazy out of a guy that's 27. You don't normally see growth at this point. You usually see a finished product. Maybe finished, but pretty dang close. If he's going to continue to grow like this, I'm more hopeful that he could be better than Dak. Like at this point, I told you last time, I kind of think he is Dak.
Yeah.
Like he's a good quarterback, but you need so many other things around him, and he needs to be perfect for it to work right. Like I think that maybe because there's a couple plays he just the other guys don't do. Where when you're down on a 3rd and 10 And you just don't have the other choice but for this guy to save your butt. Like, he does it regularly. And anyway, but so the Cardinals are leading, but the reason why they're in first place is because they're 2-0 against the division. They beat the Rams and the 49ers. Every other team in the division's lost a game against the others. So the Eagles, everybody keeps saying that their season's over. I think the Bengals season might be over. They're down 3-5 now. And the Eagles are 5-2.
I saw. Did you see the meme that said the Bengals are whatever the record is, or 0-4 since Joe Flacco started dressing like a lesbian, or not? Joe Burrow started dressing like a lesbian because he had his bleached hair and his weird little outfits, dude. I was like, that's so funny.
Dude, the internet's so funny.
I know, dude.
So many funny people out there that come up with the greatest things.
It's just great. I was laughing,
dude. And okay, this is the one we're talking about. Joe Flacco. I was so happy to see this result, not because I want to see the Ravens lose, but the very next week after Deshaun Watson gets hurt and they put in Jameis Winston, what happens?
He balls out.
They win. And Jameis Winston throws for 334 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. And
the dude's slaying it.
Which is crazy because he came out of Florida State. And he was
number one overall pick.
Yeah, like he's got the potential, but maybe he just Baker Mayfield in it, right? Maybe he just needs the right offense, the right set. So it'd be cool to see him kind of be successful just for that story. You know?
The thing that's crazy about Jameis,
he's lazy.
Well, I don't know what it is. I think what Jameis
he got like fat too when he was at the other place. I remember he was at before.
Was he in New Orleans? It was New Orleans because somebody was saying like, "Dang, Jameis, lay off them beignets." Like,
he got fat.
Yeah,
and,
but the thing with Jameis though is like he's always been a big numbers guy.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember the last 30 season, 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions? That was Jameis Winston. Like, he's a big numbers guy, but he's also a I don't know if I'd say it's he is all risk it for a few biscuits. He has no problem slinging it. Like, he will throw it all over the place. Sometimes the guys catch the ball. Sometimes, yesterday, when Kyle Hamilton of the Ravens dropped the game-sealing interception. Yes, dropped it. And then guess what you got to do? Right after that, got to go ahead and throw him for a touchdown. I mean, Jameis Winston's one of those guys where, like, you will live and die by him. He will lift you up and then absolutely cut your legs off.
I'm so glad I'm not a Browns fan, though.
Dude, I know. The thing about that game, though, that you got to ask yourself is how, as a Ravens fan, did we only give Derrick Henry 11 carries? 11. And he had 73 yards on 11 carries.
And we don't give him the ball 15 times.
How are we not doing that? He's almost averaging 7 yards a carry in the game, and you only give it to him 11 times. Like that, whatever. So, and then, okay, moving on. Dude, the Lions might be the best team in the NFL. Have you ever thought you'd ever say that in your life?
No, but I'm so happy for that coach and those Lion fans that have just endured the suck for so long.
Oh, doesn't it make you so... You're right about the coach.
Like, I would never wear the jersey just because it's not my style, but I'm super happy for the fans.
All you fans out there that have suffered through the Lions. I'm so happy to see the thing with Dan Campbell and that everybody kind of ridiculed him with his opening press conference about the way he said he was going to play.
Yeah, and guess what?
Dude, they
believe.
They just beat the Titans 52-14. They scored 50 points
in the NFL
and held the Titans to 14 points, and that's after they lost their best defensive player. Yeah. Amazing. Patriots beat the Jets because guess what, Jets? Your problem is not your head coach.
Your problem
is your Aaron Rodgers.
Absolutely.
Dude, oh my gosh, man. It is crazy how much he is it's so not funny. Who he used to be. No. And it shouldn't be surprising.
He's old, and that Achilles injury, dude. Like, I feel like every time you drop back, you just subconsciously are like,
you don't know if it's going to pop.
Or if you go to scramble, right, and you're like, you plant and you go, you just. I feel like you're not going to plant hard.
Yeah.
And then he's been throwing the ball like crap. Like, what are you doing?
One of the things,
how are you missing Devontae Adams, bro? He is wide. You just get it in the area, he will make it. If he's not catching the ball, that's you.
Yeah, I was listening to ESPN Daily. I can't remember who they were interviewing, but basically the guy was saying, no, it wasn't ESPN Daily. It was Bill Simmons. Bill Simmons was talking about this, and he was saying he thinks that we, as a society, have been completely poisoned by Tom Brady and LeBron James, in that players do not play this well this late in life. I mean, they don't.
I could agree with that.
So, like, LeBron James is still one of the 10 best players in the NBA in his 22nd season at 40 years old. Stupid. That doesn't make sense. We should never expect anybody to be able to do that. Same goes with Tom Brady. Won a Super Bowl at 44?
Yeah.
Was it 44 years old?
44 or 45. Like,
or 43 or something like that. It was well into his 40s. We should never expect that. Aaron Rodgers is 40 years old, coming off of an Achilles tear.
And he's playing like he's 40 years old, coming off an Achilles
exactly.
tear.
We should just need to curb our expectations. But they're 2-6, tied with the Patriots at 2-6. Dude, I bet they never thought that would be the case. Falcons, I think when we were talking about that in the early season, kind of thought that they'd be a little bit of a frisky team. They're leading the NFC South. They're 5-3.
They're doing all right.
They beat the Bucks, who lost every pass catcher that they have, which is very sad for them. Baker, sorry, bro.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for you, dude. He's still, look at this box score. 37 for 50 for 330 yards and 3 touchdowns. Still did that. To nobody. Who's catching those balls? Cade Otton? I don't know who's catching that. The Packers beat the Jaguars. The Jaguars are they remain a team in the NFL of no significance. And
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence looks like, I'm just looking at the box score. I didn't watch this game because who would? Unless you're a Packers fan, because I know there's no Jacksonville Jaguar fans. Do you ever watch The Good Place?
No.
You never watched that? Okay, never mind. Then that joke's going to fly. But, he had 308 yards and 2 touchdowns, but who cares? We already talked about the Texans and the Colts. Let's see. The Chargers beat the Saints. The Saints, we talked about at the beginning of the season, might be good. Turns out they're not. They're not good. Okay, so we were right about them. The Bills are 6-2 now.
Coming alive.
6-2, 31-10 over the Seahawks. The Panthers remain the worst team in the NFL. But still have one.
Strategically. I think at this point they've thrown the towel.
They had to have.
They just don't care.
There's nothing to gain. You have a bad roster. There's nothing to gain here from trying to win. Nothing.
Nope.
So, what just stopped?
Device overheated. Unable to record.
Your camera?
Yeah. It is kind of warm in here.
Is it?
I'm hot, but I'm always hot.
No. That's really humble of you.
No, I'm saying. You got it. What can I say?
All right, we're just going to finish out the rest of this. Chiefs beat the Raiders. Commanders on a Hail Mary beat the Bears.
Oh, that was incredible.
That was incredible.
Super cool to see.
We talked about the 49ers over the Cowboys, and then the Steelers beat the Giants last night. You know what? I say that. It is kind of warm in here. Yeah. What happened?
I don't know.
I had the AC set super low. I don't do that because it sometimes will mess with the mics. Anyway,
it's fine.
All right.
I figured we were in a sauna. I was just going to sweat it out.
So as far as things go on here that we wanted to talk about, that I want to talk about anyway, I think we covered everything except Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited, being back. Maybe he is.
Maybe. Good for him.
Yeah, good for him. I think
Steelers country.
Let's pound.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but I'm like, that doesn't sound
I'm not going to give an update on the World Series because I hate the Dodgers and I hate the Yankees. If you want to know about that.
Tell me Aaron Judge and how the batting average is like .13.
Dude, he
139. He's terrible. 20 strikeouts. Yeah.
Disappeared in the playoffs.
Who is he? Yeah.
He's going to win that regular season MVP. He definitely had a better season than Shohei Ohtani. But when it hit postseason, he disappeared.
Yeah.
It's a new guy playing that position there.
I haven't watched the Game of the Sun yet just because I haven't had time to sit down in front of a TV. So
3-1.
Good.
The one loss, I shut it off with 5 minutes to go. I was so pissed because we were up 22 on the Lakers.
The Lakers, yeah.
We were up 22 points. And the thing that has been frustrating to me is that the first half of every game looks exactly the way Coach Bud has wanted it to look.
Yeah.
Ball movement, 3-point shots. And they somehow forget how to do that in the second half. And that's what happened against the Lakers. The Lakers came back. The Suns went back to old habits, turning the ball over, isolation basketball. Terrible. Anyway, so I shut that one off. I couldn't take it anymore. And when I saw the final score, I was like, I'm not surprised at all because we were absolutely crap in the bed in the end. But outside of that, they're getting some real contributions from the rookie Ryan Dunn, which nobody thought that they would get any offensive contribution from him. He looks like he can play. And they got him at the end of the first round. I think the second to last pick of the first round. So there could be some real good things there. He definitely could play some defense. Only 4 games into an 82-game season, so let's...
Can't even talk. You're just saying they're playing well at the beginning of the season.
Right.
They have a few good wins.
The one thing that you can't do is you can't make the playoffs in October, but you can miss the playoffs in October. So you got to win these games when they're there. You got to win them. They should have won against the Lakers. They took over. They made up for that and won last night. But anyway, did you see the Dwayne Wade statue?
Oh my gosh.
Who the crap?
I would be like, if I was him, I'd be like, no. Like, this ain't even funny to me. Like, can we not talk about it? Like, they picture of him with his mouth open.
Dude, and the face doesn't even look like him at all.
And even he's like, huh?
He literally said, who's that guy?
Yeah.
Literally said that. Dude, did you see I saw a whole bunch of, again, the internet's amazing. There's a whole bunch of people that edited it and they put his face, like that statue's face, over famous pictures of him. And it only made it even worse. Like, who okayed that? Like,
It's insane.
They've got to fix it. I don't know if they can, but they've got to.
You got to get another one or something. I don't know how you fix that stuff, but it is bad.
Oh, dude, it's just crazy to think that somebody walked over and said, yeah, that's the finished product. We're going to go with that.
It's crazy. And you got to imagine our technology to build that kind of statue now, it's got to be through the roof, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for crying out loud, Mount Rushmore was done with like hand and chisel.
Yes, and there are spitting images of every painting we have of these guys.
Insane. And then they're like, and then this guy, it's here it is 2024, and he probably used a laser. So I'm gonna do it. And you can't get it right. It's very terrible.
That was really, really bad, which is unfortunate because he's, the most famous Heat player of all time.
Probably.
Other great
Shaq
players
and them
played.
have gone there, but he was a Heat.
He is, exactly.
Yeah.
So like I say, obviously Shaq played there. Alonzo Mourning was there for a long time. Jimmy Butler's there now, but none of those guys were stayed as long or like had the
Dwayne Wade was the face of the Heat for a long time.
Right. And him getting a statue definitely makes sense.
I'd be surprised. I'm kind of surprised they didn't put LeBron on a statue down there in the Heat.
Oh no, Pat Riley would never let that happen.
I know.
There's no chance. Pat Riley's not going to give anything to LeBron James for only being there for 4 years. That was, if you don't know anything about that, look it up. That's a storied rivalry is a safe way of putting it. Maybe a soft landing on the word there. It's probably a little more than that.
It fits.
Yeah, we'll stick with that.
Let's stick with it.
Anyway, I didn't have anything else. It's pretty much covers the week
Sports
8
world, yeah.
Week 8's over, man. Week
Crazy.
9 starts. I think today would officially be like halfway point of the season because now we got 17 games.
Yeah.
Dumb. But yeah, here we are.
Sucks because that means it's almost over.
I know, dude. It's already almost over.
Which means baseball season's that much closer to starting again.
Baseball season's not even over.
I know. It's crazy.
It's not even over yet.
Which right now is okay. Like I walked around the fair a couple weeks ago with a buddy of mine who he's a Mets fan. So
that's rough.
Yeah, he had his moments, but he just
that magical run came to an end. What's crazy is how many people thought about the Mets as like an underdog when they had the highest payroll in baseball.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately for them, a lot of those players on the payroll are not playing on the team.
Yeah.
But they're still paying an insane amount of money. Do you know who Juan Soto is?
No.
He's an outfielder for the Yankees. He's 25, and he's probably considered one of the best hitters in baseball, like overall, not straight homer or something.
Right.
Overall, great eye.
All-around hitter.
Yeah. And he's going to be a free agent this year, which a 25-year-old free agent never happens in baseball. You never get to free agency that young. But he was so good, he got started at 19 years old with the Washington Nationals, won a World Series. He's been traded to the Padres. The Padres realized they can't afford to re-sign him, which is crazy because they free spend. They trade him to the Yankees, and now it's possible that the Yankees might not re-sign him because how much it's probably going to cost to spend him. To sign him. So the Mets owner's like, come on across town, dog.
Yeah, right.
I'll pay you.
Yeah.
I'm the richest owner in baseball. I am not afraid. Come over this way, man. And if that happened, that would be such a coup for the Mets to steal that guy from the Yankees. That'd be a big deal for them.
I was really hoping for a Yankees-Mets Super Bowl or
World Series. Yeah, the Subway Series.
It would just be cool. It's only happened one time in like 2002, I think.
Yeah, it was a while back.
Yeah, it'd just be cool to see now that I pay a little bit more attention to it. But it was just because you got to figure that place, New York, would be insane to be.
Dude,
at.
and it's probably one of the best baseball markets.
Oh, I'm
like
sure.
people there that actually care about their baseball team.
Yeah,
and it's a little bit different out here. I guess I don't know. I don't want to really go to it because again, I said I don't want to talk about the freaking Dodgers. I don't want to talk about the Yankees because I hate the Yankees.
Yeah,
but not as much as I hate the Dodgers. I hate the Dodgers. All right. Well, that's it. Stay fresh, G-Bag.
Like fat kids in dodgeball. We're out.
The JJ and Pug Show theme song was written, composed, and performed by Lane Hartman. Special thanks to Highland Communities for all the support given to our show. You can find the JJ and Pug Show podcast wherever you do listen to podcasts. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Remember to share the show with your friends and family and subscribe wherever you do listen. If you're able to, please feel free to support us by sending a donation to us by going to ko-fi.com/the JJ and Pug Show. That is ko-fi.com/the JJ and Pug Show. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for all the support, whether that is by simply listening, whether that is sharing it with a friend, or giving us that sweet, sweet cash. We truly appreciate it all. Thank you so much.